Hi, I'm Pete Carroll, a factory instructor at Cirrus headquarters. In this lesson, you'll learn how to properly execute a crosswind landing in a Cirrus SR20 and SR22. It's safe to say that each landing performed in your Cirrus will be different to some degree. No single landing factor will affect your planning and technique more than the velocity and direction of the wind. Most of your landings will involve at least some crosswind component, which will require your smooth, deliberate input to maintain lateral stability and directional control through approach, touchdown, and rollout. Let's break down the crosswind landing in the Cirrus, step by step. A competent pilot will always be acutely aware of their limitations. Every aircraft has published crosswind limitations for certification, but it's up to you to develop your personal limitations that define your comfort level in crosswind landing conditions. Usually, your proficiency and comfort with crosswind landings will increase as a function of experience and practice. Should the crosswind component exceed your personal limitations, there's always another option. Consider selecting a different runway or airport, or delay your flight until conditions improve. In the Cirrus, crosswind landings should be made with 100% flaps. Take care to fly final approach at an airspeed as close as possible to the final approach target airspeed in your airplane. Consider gusts. Increase your airspeed on final by half the current gust factor for gusts over 10 knots. Maintain a ground track on approach aligned with the runway centerline by using the crab method. As you approach the runway threshold, transition from using the crab method for runway alignment to the wing low method. In the wing low method, you will first apply rudder in the opposite direction of the crosswind to align the aircraft's longitudinal axis with the runway, followed by just enough aileron input into the wind to maintain a ground track aligned with runway centerline. Banking into the wind will allow your aircraft to deflect just enough horizontal lift to counteract wind drift. Make a note that if full rudder application is not enough to maintain the aircraft's longitudinal axis aligned with centerline, a go-around should be executed and a diversion to a more suitable runway or airport be considered. In a properly executed wing-low crosswind landing, final touchdown will be made in a nose-up attitude with a slight bank into the wind, with the stall warning horn sounding. The aircraft should touch down on the upwind main gear first. If both main gear touch down at the same time in a crosswind landing, there is a very good chance that the aircraft will drift sideways, imposing significant side loads on the landing gear, which can lead to loss of directional control, skidding, or landing gear damage. Throughout touchdown and rollout, maintain enough rudder deflection to counteract the aircraft's natural tendency to weather vane. As the aircraft decelerates during the rollout, fly the airplane to a safe taxi speed, using increasing amounts of aileron into the wind to keep the wing from rising and cause a loss of directional control, and use increasing amounts of elevator deflection to aid in aerodynamic braking. Practice your crosswind technique by performing low approaches over a runway to get the feel for the right amount of rudder and aileron input necessary to maintain proper runway alignment and ground track for different wind conditions. With practice, these actions will feel natural and automatic under most crosswind conditions and will ensure a safe, controlled touchdown every time.